In this lesson, I'm going to be dealing with document properties and saving a document as different forms of Microsoft Word. First, we'll start with document properties. A new addition here is they actually give you a word count down here, right above your taskbar, which is neat, especially for those of you writing essays and you have like a minimum word count that you need to acquire. If you want to go to advanced document properties, you have to go to your Office button and then prepare and then properties. Now you get this new little menu here that you can add to, so you can put your author's name, the title, the subject, keywords, category, status, comments. Makes it easier to search for things if you have a lot of documents, and a lot of people do. And in order to make this document more findable in the future, you can add to these properties, and especially if you're sharing files in some kind of network setting, the more information you put in here, the easier it would be to find that document down the road. You can also pull this little arrow down and go to advanced properties, and this may be more familiar to some of you. This is the old look of the document properties, and from here you can make it read only if you wanted to. Again, summary, you're getting a lot of what we had up here, right? So whatever you put in here, title, it would appear of course over here. Statistics, again, getting back to we used to have to come here in order to find how many words we had in this document. Now I'm seeing there's a bit of a conflict. Down here I'm getting 2351, and over here I'm getting 2280. I found that kind of strange. It's giving me the pages, it's giving me the paragraphs, the amount of lines. All right, so lots of neat information here. This is, as far as this computer is concerned, it was created on this date. It doesn't necessarily track the origin, because I know that for a fact that this document is much older than this. And then you can go to contents and custom. So depending where you're working, they may require or want you to access properties and add to the information in there. And that's how you get there. And when you're done looking at this, you can just close that. Once again, I access that from the Office button, prepare, and properties. Now, while I'm here, I now want to go right to the save as. Now, typically when you save as, we're just going to save as a Word document, and that would be that. However, a word of warning: if you don't know where you're going to open this document, let's say that you're opening up this document on a computer that's only got Word 2003. For some reason, we're not able to open 2007 documents in Word 2003. So a word of caution: it may behoove you to save most of your documents in 2003 format if you know that you're going to be taking this file and taking it elsewhere. You can also, once you hit Save As, even when you get to Word document, you can still change that here if you wanted to. You can say, I want it to be a 97 to 2003. You can even scroll down the list and make it that much easier to open it. Now, you've got this rich text format option. I tell students this all the time because they'll create something at home in Microsoft Office 2007, and then they'll bring it to a classroom where they only have one computer, and that computer's got WordPerfect. They can't open the file. So if you don't know where you're going to be opening the file, rich text format is a good option. You're going to lose a lot of your fancy formatting, your clip art, etc. But as far as just the crux, the information, the data, the regular typed Word, it will come up. So if you're not sure where you're going to be opening a file and what they're going to have on that computer, you may want to save it in a couple of different versions, maybe 2007, maybe 2003, and then maybe as rich text format, just as a backup, just if you want to be safe. While we're here, actually, I'm going to go to Open instead. And while we're in Open, you need to know that you have different views available to you as far as how to display these documents. Now, thumbnails isn't appropriate for a Word document. It would be appropriate for pictures, etc. I don't use tiles and icons or even lists very often. I really like details. All right, you can try these different ones to see what they look like, but I really like details because details allows me, of course, to scroll through all my information. But by simply clicking one of these tabs, what you're asking it to do is to sort according to that tab. So now I'm sorting by name, so it's in alphabetical order. Then if you have different types, sizes of files, you can then sort by size. So now the smallest ones are above. By type, so now it's organizing all my Word files together. So now I can easily scroll through all my Word files. Probably the one I use most often though is this date modified one, because if I know I worked on something just yesterday, if I click on date modified, I've now got this in reverse chronological order, and I know that the last documents I worked on are near the bottom here. And sometimes you don't remember exactly what you named something, so the ability to see and to sort by date modified, I believe, is pretty important. Once you get down to once you've narrowed it down, you may also have to preview. You may have to say, well, I don't know, is that the one? So you can hit preview here, and you can preview your documents. Unfortunately, you're not going to see there's a lot of formatting stuff that won't show up in your preview. All right, so any kind of clip art, pictures, etc. won't show up. You're just going to get the written text that is that part of the document. So I don't use the preview very often. Typically, I like to leave mine on details. Allows me to sort through either alphabetically or by date modified, and that's usually where I leave mine. So those are the main things I want to cover. One last thing. If you're going to open a document and you're pretty sure that you don't want to mess with it, a resume is a really good example. If you know that you want to open it just to read it, but you don't want to make any changes to it, in order to make it real safe, you can open that document as read-only. And then whatever you end up doing to that document, okay, you can delete, you can do all kinds of stuff, right? But if you go to save this, it's going to make you give it another name. And if you don't give it another name, you're going to get this really nasty message saying this file is read-only. So if you want to save it, you're going to need to save either the change the name or change the location. But this document as is in this location is untouchable because you've opened it as read-only. Not something you'll use every day. However, if you know that you're opening something that you may not want to change or mess with, open it as read-only, and that will protect that document.